The Miami Heat yesterday. The two-time MVP will trade in his longtime number 34 jersey for number 7 now in Miami. Giannis spoke enthusiastically about his decision to join the Heat and why he believes Miami is the right fit. Listen to this.
I know the expectation that this team has. I love pressure. Coach Spo talked about pressure, and I think I thrive pressure. I think I need pressure at this time of my career. I think in order for me to go to the next level, I got to get out of my comfort zone, and I feel like Miami was the place for me to be. We are very like-minded as a team, and me, and it was a no-brainer. I wanted to be here. I'm excited to be here, and I want to get to work.
All right, Stephen A., where does Giannis now in Miami put them in the East?
I think they're a top 4 team in the East. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, don't get me wrong. They don't even have a complete roster yet, and I hate when people bring it up. They don't have this. Well, wait a minute, the season hasn't started yet. Of course they got to fill a roster. You think Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra and Andy Ellsberg, they don't know how to fill a roster? I mean, this is Pat Riley. This is the Miami Heat. Of course they're gonna fill a roster. But right now, if I told you watching the game of basketball, and you're looking at the Eastern Conference, and I said to you that Bam Adebayo now has Bobby Portis and Giannis Antetokounmpo on their front line with them, what you gonna say? You tell me a front line in the Eastern Conference that's better than that. In terms of rebounding, in terms of defense, all right, you've got that. Bobby Portis can play. I'm sick and tired of people talking about him like he's just some no name or whatever. This is Bobby Portis. The brother can give you 15 to 18 a night. He can score. He can play. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, I just want to remind y'all that last year was a down year for Giannis. Giannis was not healthy. He was injured. He wasn't 100%. It was a down year, and the brother averaged 27 and 11. What am I missing? This is Giannis. This is Giannis that we're talking about here. It's a locomotive coming at you, got you on your heels. He's coming downhill. He's in attack mode. And a front line with 3 guys at least 6'10", with a brother that can give you 30 a night. Giannis can average 30 in his sleep. This is who he is. And so for me, when I look at that along with the Hall of Fame, exceptional coaching and leadership of Eric Spoelstra, you combine that with the fact that their defense is going to be elite because you've got that front line. And Davion Mitchell is a hell of a defender, a hell of a young defender. I'm just looking at it and I'm saying, okay, New York Knicks, the reigning, defending NBA champion, New York Knicks. You look at the Knicks, you look at Boston don't have Jaylen Brown anymore. He on Philly. We don't know what Boston's going to look like. Detroit was nice, and they could play. Did they get any help for Cade Cunningham? I didn't see it. So I'm just looking at it, and I'm saying a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference, that is not that far-fetched for a team now led by Giannis with Bam Adebayo, a 20 and 10 all-star caliber player and an elite defensive player with a Portis with the coaching of Eric Spoelstra. Miami is a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference.
What, did Bobby Portis become Kevin McHale all of a sudden?
No, but he's no scrub. But he's no scrub.
I'm not Kevin McHale. He's a 6-man, 20 minutes a night.
Did I mention Kevin McHale? Did I mention Kevin McHale? I never said it.
Listen, I've said this from day one. I'm going to say it again. Giannis traded 142-43 win team for another. I don't blame him for getting out of Milwaukee. Miami's a great place to live. Riley we love. Spoelstra, Steve just said. But to say that Miami is a top 4 team, they're not better than the Knicks. They're not better than the Celtics.
You don't know that.
They're not better than the Knicks. They're not better than the Celtics. They're not better than Philadelphia. We don't know where LeBron's going. Kawhi's going to Toronto, who won 47.
We don't know that either.
Well, I think he's going to be there.
Okay.
And Indiana's going to be better because Halbert.
Indiana?
They're going to be much better. They got Halbert.
They can't get much worse. They were all.
They didn't have their Halbert last year.
He's not the only one.
You're lost. Top 4 team.
Mathurin is gone. Miles Turner's gone. I mean, they're not the same team that went to the finals.
Correct.
I didn't say they're going to the finals.
I'm just saying.
take out the Pacers, but yeah, we get your
the
point.
Pacers
Okay.
are going to be
You need to
much better.
stop that nonsense.
You're not.
Once you smoking something, you got the
Bobby
wood.
Portis.
Hold on.
Bobby
All right,
Portis.
Janae.
Have another gummy. Bobby Portis.
Gummies.
Janae, get in.
Let me bring a little reason here. There are only 3 teams in my eyes. I know no games have been played that are better than the Miami Heat if they reach full potential, right? When you have those two in Giannis and Bam Adebayo. Number 1, New York. I was just at the ESPYs, and it was a New York celebration. Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, they're at the top of the list in the Eastern Conference. Cleveland Cavaliers made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They are one of those teams where you feel like they can take the next step. Hopefully they can learn from the past, but also most importantly, if you get LeBron James, which we think is most likely, they're to be contending with. And then, outside of that, you look at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is going to be a problem. Philly will absolutely be a problem. Jaylen Brown, I think it was top 2 in isolation points last year in the NBA. So those 3 teams, outside of them, Boston, we don't know how they're going to react. This is a completely different constructed team. A lot of guys that had, smaller roles are going to have bigger shoes to fill. The Pacers, I love Hallie. So I look at the Miami Heat as like that 4th squad. Between those two, they're going to compete. They're going to fight. It's an 82-game schedule. It's grueling. The Miami Heat are built for that based off of their 2 stars and potentially a 3rd if they get LeBron James.
Are you convinced now?
No, I am
Come
not.
around?
I am definitely. And I'll tell you right now about the Celtics. Before we go kill them with the Brown trade, and I understand they didn't get a lot back as George, they also got Mitchell Robinson. And they would not have been able to make that trade.
Oh, my God.
Without Robinson. So it's Robinson, George, and 2 number 1s for Jaylen Brown instead of not. You got to include Robinson. I gave him $47 million.
Let me be very, very clear.
You're crazy.
Let me be very clear. Let me be very, very clear. If Cleveland doesn't get LeBron, I'm putting Miami ahead of them. Let me be very, very clear about that.
The Eastern Conference.
I said the Eastern Conference. I don't care. I don't care. This is a new day. This is a new season. That was last year. The Knicks are the reigning defending champions. Jason Tatum doesn't have Jaylen Brown. Let's see what Boston does. Cade Cunningham has not received the help he deserves. We don't know about Boston. Orlando's still young. Listen, the Washington Wizards, people talking about them because of DeBonza and Anthony Davis and Trae Young. We got to see it, etc. We got to see it. All I'm trying to say to you is this. If you go to any basketball team, this is basketball. You go to a basketball team and say, look, man, we got to work on our backcourt. But the last thing we have to be concerned about is our front line. Because defensively and offensively, they're completely covered, that front line. That's what you're talking about with the Miami Heat. That's a big deal. I didn't say they were the best team in the Eastern Conference, but to act like it's far-fetched to say they're top 4 in the East, I mean, come on.
And to simplify this, outside of the Knicks and potentially the Cavs, you could probably take those 2, Giannis and Bam, versus any other 2 in the Eastern Conference. I mean, maybe the exception of
by the
Philly.
way, and Doggy said 40, 42.
Yeah, 42.
I'm telling you right now, the Miami Heat will win 48 to 50 games.
What if the
48 to
Miami
50
Heat add LeBron James?
48
Would you
to
said that
change
about
your
the
mind?
Dallas Mavericks last year.
I said it about the Knicks. I said it about the Knicks.
Yeah, cost me a fortune.
Hey,
take the Mavericks.
They got hurt.
Yeah, you killed me with that.
Please.
All right, you two. All right, let's go to a quick take now. We'll stay in the NBA here. Let's go to another team in the East that no one ever wants to talk about. How about my Chicago Bulls? Caleb Wilson continues to impress in Summer League for my Bulls. He had 21 points, 8 rebounds, and a performance that lasted only 24 minutes last night against the Lakers. Stephen A., how impressed are you with Wilson, and what do you think his ceiling is now with the Bulls?
I love Wilson's game. I think that, honestly speaking, here's all you need to know about Caleb Wilson. If he had not gotten hurt, chances are Hubert Davis would still be the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. That's how good Caleb Wilson is. The brother is nice. He got a game. You're probably going to need to put on some weight, but he can shoot from the perimeter. He's got size. He's got height. He's got length. He's got athleticism. He's got a perimeter shot. He's got a good enough handle.